Today, we're going to crack open a really important book, The AI-Driven Leader by Jeff Woods. Now, this isn't some dense tech manual full of code. Think of it more as a strategic playbook, a guide for any leader trying to make sense of the age of AI. We're going to break down the key ideas for you.
You know, to really get where we're going, sometimes you have to look at who got left behind and who doesn't remember Blockbuster. Wow, that quote from their former CEO, it says everything, doesn't it? Their collapse wasn't about failing to buy the right software. It was a total failure of leadership to see what was coming and to actually act on it.
And that really tees up the central question of this whole book. The landscape has totally changed, right? The tools we have now are unbelievably powerful. But that also means the risk of becoming obsolete, of being the next blockbuster, is bigger than ever. So how do you lead when a revolution like AI is happening right under your feet?
So why do so many smart leaders fail? Well, the book argues it almost never comes down to a lack of intelligence. It's about strategy, or, more accurately, the struggle to think strategically in the first place.
And this isn't just a guess. Get this, a massive Harvard Business Review survey found that 97% of senior leaders, practically everybody, see strategic thinking as the single most important skill for success. So we all know it's critical, but actually doing it day in and day out, that's the really hard part.
And that brings us to the book's core idea, its absolute foundation. It's not about chasing every new AI tool that comes out. It's about deciding where you're going, your strategy, first. And only then do you ask, okay, how can technology, like AI, get us there? Faster, smarter, and better.
To really lead with that strategy-first approach, the book says you need a fundamental mindset shift. You have to stop thinking like a manager and start thinking like a composer and a conductor.
This is such a great metaphor, and it's really at the heart of the book. The modern leader has to wear two hats. First, you're the composer. You're the one imagining the future, writing the music. That's your strategy. But then you also have to be the conductor, the one who stands in front of the orchestra and brings that music to life by guiding your people and your technology, all in perfect harmony.
So let's just put it all together. Being an AI-driven leader isn't about being the best coder. It's about being a visionary, someone who composes a clear strategy and then conducts all the moving pieces, both the human talent and the digital tools, to make that vision a reality.
Okay, so that's the mindset, the big idea. But what about the practical stuff? How do you actually use AI to be a better composer and conductor? Well, the book suggests reframing AI not as a tool, but as your partner.
And the key concept here is the thought partner. This is a huge shift. You stop just telling AI, hey, write me a report. Instead, you engage it like a brilliant colleague. You use it to sharpen your own thinking, to help you find your own blind spots, and to really pressure test your ideas before you take them to the world.
Let's make this super real for a second. The book gives this fantastic example. Imagine you've got a career-defining meeting with the CEO of Whole Foods. It's a huge deal. How could your AI thought partner help you absolutely nail it?
So in the book's example, the team basically fed their slide deck to an AI and said, act like you're the CEO of Whole Foods. What do you think? The AI instantly scoured the internet for interviews and articles about the CEO. It came back with 6 things he's passionate about, and then it delivered a bombshell. The presentation completely missed one of his key pillars, ethical sourcing. The crazy part is that was a huge strength for their brand. The AI even suggested exactly what to add and where in the deck to put it.
And here's the kicker. The entire process, the one that found a potentially deal-breaking flaw and made the pitch 10 times stronger, it took less than 15 minutes. That is the insane power of having a strategic partner that can think with you.
And this thought partner idea is so flexible. The book gives you these different personas you can ask AI to adopt. You can say, be the interviewer, and it'll ask you smart questions to pull ideas out of your head you didn't even know you had. Or you can tell it to be the challenger, a ruthless devil's advocate that will find every single hole in your logic.
Now, this whole approach isn't just for the person in the corner office. The real magic happens when you build an entire AI-driven team, when you find a way to 10x the impact of every single person in your organization.
So how on earth do you do that? The idea is simple, but it's pretty radical. You can't get 10 times the results by just working 10 times harder. It's impossible. Instead, you have to systematically eliminate the 80% of low-value busy work so your team can pour all of their brainpower and creativity into the 20% of work that actually moves the needle. To help you do this, the book gives you a really simple, powerful framework. See, sustainable growth isn't about any one thing. It's about the constant interplay between these 4 pillars: having a clear strategy, the ability to execute, having the right people, and using the right technology.
When those four are aligned and working together, you get some serious momentum.
And for tackling that 80% of low-value work, the book pulls a playbook straight from Elon Musk. But notice the order here. It's so important. Automate is the very last step. Before you ever think about throwing AI at a problem, you have to question everything, delete whatever you can, and simplify what's left. You only automate a process once you are absolutely sure it's essential and as lean as it can possibly be.
All right, so what's the final verdict on the AI-driven leader? Let's talk about why this book has become such a practical, go-to playbook for so many people.
You know, the reason this book is a bestseller is because it's not about code. It's about clarity. It's a mindset shift. It gives you these super actionable tools like prompts and personas you can use today. It lays out clear frameworks for growth. And it uses these really compelling stories. By always putting strategy first, it makes AI feel accessible, not terrifying.
This quote right here really captures the soul of the book. It's not about AI replacing human leaders. It's about you, with all your experience, your intuition, your judgment, and amplifying that with the incredible power of AI. That partnership, that's the synergy that's going to create the future.
So we're going to leave you with one final and pretty urgent question. This isn't science fiction anymore. The shift is here. The tools are available. You can bet that your biggest competitors are already asking these questions, trying to find their own 15-minute advantage. So the only real question left is, are you going to be the next Blockbuster or are you going to be the next Netflix?